in Wiltshire, in England, with my weekly show in the Be.Livers group. I'd like to thank you for joining and say hello to everybody. And I'm just waiting for people to appear. If you're watching the replay, then please do. Lots of interesting information in the course of the show. If you want to comment, then please comment. If you want to say hello, then just say hello. If you've got a question about Be.Live or live broadcasting, then please do ask. Right, the first feature of the week is I'm grateful to, and I want to look this up because I don't want to get it wrong. I'm grateful to Brigetti and Atle for pointing out that we can now use a different camera in our broadcasts. And if you check in the group, in the Be.Livers group, you will see that you can now use a GoPro with Be.Live. GoPro released software which enables you to actually use it as a virtual camera, which means you can bring it into your Be.Live studio because Be.Live will recognize it whether you're on Windows or a Mac. You can now use a GoPro camera in your live broadcast, which opens up a whole raft of possibilities for when you do go live. To everybody who liked my post earlier today, thank you. And I want to say thank you to a group of people who actually did something which is quite amazing, really. Now, that group of people are my friends. And yesterday, there's a show, and I'm talking about the bottom card here, with Lottie Hearn, with Joe Shepherd, Brigetti Limbanda, Marco Novo, and myself. And we were live on Be.Live and live on the Be.Live in 5 page. And we did a 1 hour long show, which 700 people have watched since we actually started the broadcast and finished it. And that's quite amazing to have that effect. And this is what live video can do. Live video can actually help you create and reach an audience. And that did with the show yesterday. And we're looking to repeat that with the show I've just done with Linda West and with my good friend Debbie Burrows in Sarnia, Ontario, and myself. And we were live on Be.Live earlier today. And we had a blast. And we're talking about something very important. Over the last 4 or 5 years, millions of people have learned how to go live. Now, go live on your mobile phone. You can go live on your desktop. If you go live on your desktop, then you use Be.Live. Well, I do 7 times a week. But there are no rules. There's nothing which says how much you should charge if you produce a show for somebody, because you've got a skill set. You've been broadcasting for a while now. You know how to run Be.Live. You host your own shows, produce your own shows, and you've got a skill set which you can actually market. But there are no guidelines. So this week, what we're actually doing is putting together a blueprint which will help you as a show producer to know what you can offer to potential clients. It will also help potential clients to discover what can be done. There are people who want to appear on camera, and I'll come full screen now. There are people who want to appear on camera but don't want to do the production side, because as we know, the production side means doing several things at the same time and still trying to look directly at the camera. If you're of the mind to actually go live and you don't want to do all behind the scenes work, then you can hire a producer. And that producer will take care of everything for you. All you need to do is to do a test first and then turn up at the appointed time, and you can go live on Be.Live and reach out to a global audience without having to press a single button. All the button pressing, all the movement of images, all the bringing guests on, taking guests off, all the showing the messages on screen is all taken care of. Now, if you are watching live at the moment, please do type a comment. I'll show that comment on screen and we can get things really underway. One of the questions that I do get asked is, how do you actually start going live? Now, there's several aspects to this. Confidence is the first one. And my method of getting confidence is simple and straightforward. Create a Facebook group with a friend, one friend. Okay. Create a live show from Be.Live to go live in that group, and you've got an audience of one. And that audience is a close friend. And that close friend is going to be honest about how you actually look when you're actually live. That's step one. And so you go live a second time, and each time you're actually improving. It's just the two of you, one watching, one doing, and then you can swap. The other thing you do is then invite two more friends in. So there are now four of you, three watching, one on screen. You know where I'm going with this. Then you go double it to 8 people, and then to 16 people, and then gradually to 32. And all the time, because you're going live, you're actually building your own confidence, and people who are watching you are friends. They're going to be wholly constructive and help you. And they're going to tell you exactly what is possible and what you can do, and whether you look good, whether you sound good. And hopefully I'm looking and sounding good at the moment. And you can build your confidence within a private group. One friend, 3 friends, 7 friends, 11, and finally 15, and then 31. Which is a gradual build-up and gets you used to being on camera in front of an audience. And that's important. So camera confidence is something your friends can help with, because they are going to be critical, but it's going to be a constructive criticism, and you're going to get used to being on camera. So, as my friend Linda West says, if you're thinking of going on camera, then just do it. It's the most exciting adventure you could ever have, and you can reach out, make new friends around the globe, and it's just the best way to go. If you're watching live, thank you. Right, so we've covered the fact that you can now use the new camera with the latest software. We've covered how to build your confidence. We've looked at the shows that you might want to watch if you're thinking of producing a show. And just to show those again, 2 shows on the Be.Live in 5 page, and they are, well, first of all, they were fun to do because I'm working with people I know well, known for 4 and 5 years. And the magic here is that I broadcast with each and every one of them. I used to do a show called Just Do It with Linda. I've got a current show which goes live Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern, with David Burrows. Lottie and I totally respect each other. That's Lottie in the orange top. And then Joe Shepherd runs rugby shows on Facebook and has an excellent response from Brigetti. Is live as I'm speaking now with Writer's Corner. Marco will be live sometime today because he always is. And I'm live in Be.Live's group because I enjoy coming here every week. And we'll say hello to Ted. And Ted says, "What's up? Watching from the Philippines. Hello, everyone." Well, Ted, thank you for joining me and thank you for watching. It's good to see you again. If you've got any questions, then please do ask. I will endeavour to answer them. If I can, I will. If I can't, I know somebody who can. So where do we actually go from here? I'm going to go over to my agenda and see if I can get some prompts from there. One of the things that we discussed in the live show today was that we always undervalue ourselves. We undersell our services. We don't, in other words, we don't charge enough. If you're producing a show, then the minimum you should be charging, and obviously it will vary from country to country, is between $150 to $200 for a half-hour, 30-minute production going out to Facebook and YouTube. That's the consensus. We do tend to undervalue. We're afraid of overpricing ourselves. We're afraid that anybody who undercuts you isn't providing as good a service as you are. So don't worry about that one. What you want to do is you want to charge, but you don't just want to charge for the 30 minutes. That's not what it's about. When you're doing a live show production, it's not just the 30 minutes. It's the preparation beforehand. It's the meeting with clients. It's understanding clients' aims and goals and what they want to get out of the show. It's getting some knowledge of what they actually do. That's important because that gives you an idea of how you can actually produce the show. It's helping them get the stories together that they're going to tell when they're live, not word for word, but getting an idea of what they're going to be talking about. It's actually communicating how the show is going to be structured, whether there's going to be an agenda, what's going to be on the agenda. You need to agree all that. And then after the production, you need to, first of all, obviously download the video from Be.Live, the HD version. You then need to help them promote it. I'll come back to that in a minute, and I'm going to say hello to Facebook user. How can I edit my live video when I am still live? Right, two things. One, I'll answer your question in a minute. But the first thing is that what you need to do, because I don't know who you are, well, I don't know who you are within Be.Livers, you need to give permission to Be.Live to show your picture and to show your name. After the show, I will go, as I always do, through all the comments, and I'll give you a link so that next time you join my show, and thank you for doing so, the link will be there and you'll have pressed it and I'll see your picture and your name. To your question, how can I hit my live video when I'm still live? You can't. This is a stream that's going from, let's look at what happens. It's going from your computer and your guest computers. It's going to Be.Live, then it's going to Facebook, then it's appearing on the Facebook page. A lot of processing taking place. You can't edit a video whilst you're live. Impossible, because it's not a video. Until the show is finished, a video doesn't exist. It's just a stream of video and sound which are actually appearing on the screen. It's a work in progress. It's not a video, a complete video, until you've actually finished broadcasting. So other than time shifting, there is no way to edit video whilst you're live. After you're live, you can do anything you like. If you download the video and you use Camtasia or Screencast-O-Matic, or there are lots of different editing programs out there for Windows and Mac, then you can edit the recorded broadcast and you can repurpose it as you want. I know a couple of people who said that from one show you can get 120 pieces of content, and they showed how they did it. And that goes from splitting it up into segments, yeah, which you can do with repurpose.io, or you can do it with transfer. And you can create content and you can edit it when you've got the recording, but it's not a video until you actually finish streaming. This is a stream at the moment. If I wanted to take back anything I said, then I couldn't. Okay, over to Ted. And Ted is saying preparation is the key to a successful live stream, but yes, it requires a lot of time to prepare your materials and content. Well said. I totally agree with that, Ted. Thank you for the contribution. Preparation is key. Just like you prepare your own show, you've got to do the same for people whom you're producing a show for, and it takes more work. The other thing, we're talking about being undervalued as well. We said the guideline $150 to $200 per 30-minute show. That's not the end of it, though. I know we do know people are charging $500, but there is a living to be made out of producing, and you should never undersell yourself, because you gain the expertise since you started live broadcasting. It's that expertise you're selling. It's not your time. This is not a job. This is fast becoming a profession, and you have a part in it. If you have broadcast and you have produced for other people and have a portfolio of broadcasts you've already done, then you've made a good start to actually becoming a producer. And we did talk earlier today and on the program yesterday about actually creating a group for producers to meet potential clients. So that may well come along the lines, but for the moment we're concentrating on getting some guidelines out. Over to Sherry, and welcome Sherry. And Sherry is saying, hello Stephen, we'll be live update anytime in the future to have a login for the host other than the Facebook login. Right, that's a good question, and it is one that is often asked. There are two ways to actually log into Be.Live. Facebook is the primary way, or you could use your YouTube or and or Gmail account. So there's two ways to log in at the moment. The reason that there are logins in that way is that Facebook have already verified who you are. YouTube have verified who you are. So if you come on to Be.Live, you are pre-verified. If you just came in with an email address, then it opens the door to not knowing who you are. I mean, this is general, okay? I'm not talking Be.Live now. I'm talking all systems have some sort of login. You need to be able to prove your identity to safeguard everybody. If you are able to come in using a fake, well, if you, okay, 99.9% of us are genuine and there wouldn't be a problem, but it's a 0.1% who are the problem, who would come in with a fake email address and a fake name and then just go live. And they could say anything. It could be things that we don't want to hear. So the purpose of having Facebook and the Gmail login is for verification as to who you are. You are a genuine person. Whether there will be another way, I was part of a group 2 or 3 years back where you were going to have a universal ID, and that universal ID would go with you everywhere. It was a trust card. In other words, the person who uses this is trusted. It's been verified. We've checked the Facebook account, we've checked the YouTube account, we've checked the Twitch, whatever it happens to be, we've checked them out. They are who they say they are. So use our login. Unfortunately, schemes like that haven't really taken off. One day they will, and I think the answer lies there. But having said that, back to your question, Sherry, I will make inquiries after this broadcast and speak to the team at Be.Live and see if there's anything that's actually going to be done in relation to that. And right, okay, you're not talking about editing the video, you're talking about editing the camera. Okay, right, I'm going to do something now. I'm going to go here. This is me, this is my office, this is what I look like. That is a green screen. Okay, so the first thing you need to be able to do a background is a green screen. A green screen is the difference between a good background and a perfect background. So you need a green screen, step one, physical green screen. This is not a fixed screen. It's movable, it's bendable, and I can transport it anywhere. Okay, so that's the first thing you need is a green screen. I'm going to share screen to actually show you what I'm using. If I go here and it says share screen, and I'm going to go over to that screen. Give me a moment. I'm in the Be.Live studio, and I'm going to hide that, and bring this up on screen. This is the software that I'm using, and I'm going to slow down a little bit now because I'm actually sharing the software. But this software, which is called XSplit VCam, which is $39.99, is a way of changing your background if you are on Windows 10. You have to be on Windows 10 to do it. Okay. There are alternatives, OBS with OBS virtual camera, and there is now an OBS virtual camera for Mac. That's totally free. This is $40. And the reason it's $40 is because the software house is continually developing it. OBS is excellent software, and you can come into Be.Live with OBS and a backdrop with your green screen. But once you've got a green screen, I'm just going to drive this for a moment. Then I'm going to put it full screen as well, because you don't want to see two of me, do you? Right, so this is me, this is the application. And what I'm going to do now is I can actually just click a picture and change my backdrop. Click another picture and I can change my backdrop again. Now these images, and I'll just put this one up. This is where I live. Well, no, I don't live in Stonehenge. I live near Stonehenge, about 20 miles away. And yeah, okay. But I can add a background, and I know you can see the software on screen. I can use a media file. So I could upload a media file from my hard drive. You won't see this, but just give me a second. I'm just looking for an image. I probably won't be able to find an image now. Just a minute. I'm going to there. I'm going to broadcasts. I'm going down to 5 days live, September 2020, and I'm going to pick that image. So I could use that as my backdrop. That's an image that Angelica created. I've asked Angelica, my partner, and I could use that as my backdrop while I'm on screen. Equally well, we do the A to Z of cities and towns in Germany. I could use a backdrop of one of the towns. Okay, so that's from my local hard drive. The other place I can get is I can go and I can get an unsplash photo. Now, if I type in the word, everybody likes dolphins, don't they? I type in, if I could spell, you can always edit things. Don't worry about it. Go and edit it, and I'm going to search for a dolphin. And these are free photographs produced and, well, shot and produced by people around the globe, and they are free. If you're going to use them, then please do give an acknowledgement somewhere, a shout out. But if I wanted that dolphin photograph as my background, I could do that one. I could do that one, or that one, or that one. I rather like that one, so I can download it, and that will download it, and that's now in my library. So I can search for any word in terms of getting a photograph from Unsplash. Unsplash is a great resource, free resource, and it's an endless supply of backgrounds. Type in the keyword and you actually get it. The other thing you can do, which I'm going to try to do, is you can actually play a video behind you. I'm not sure whether this is going to work, so I might be pushing it. This may or may not work. This is live video. Things do go wrong, and it might just be blank. So the other thing I can do is I can remove. Okay, that was good. I don't know what happened there. I'll check that. Oh, there we are. Background removal is supported. So now you can see me without my background. Back to the original. This is me in my studio, and then I'm going to go back to the image I was using and then do a quick summary of what you have been looking at. Okay, so I'm going to stop the screen share now. So stop sharing, and we should come back to me. Okay, so that's the software that's working in the background. $40, and that's for a lifetime deal. It's an LTD, so you don't have $40 a year, LTD. Or there is a program called XSplit Broadcaster, which allows you to do a lot of whizzy things, which you can bring into your Be.Live studio to mix things up, to vary things. So, but if you go with the $40 option, if you're on a Mac, OBS with OBS Virtual Camera for Mac. If you're also on a Mac, Ecamm, although Ecamm have gone to a monthly subscription now, which makes it a bit expensive. So let's catch up with the comments, but hopefully Facebook user that has answered how can I put a background on my live video. Okay, and on to the next, which is from Sherry. And Sherry is saying, oh, Stephen, what happened to your head? Are you okay? Ah, right. Thank you, Sherry. I was delivering political leaflets this morning, and I just actually put the leaflet through a letterbox, and I turned round and I slipped and fell over, and I'm got grazes. I'm grazed rather than damaged. I'm shaken but not stirred. But thank you for asking. It will heal up naturally. I won't be doing any. I won't be doing any tutorial videos until it's actually healed. But thank you for asking. And yeah, and yep. So there you are. You've got the explanation. Okay, so I'm okay. It's just one of these things. I mean, things happen, accidents happen. We are not accident proof. And as I say, I was delivering leaflets and I turned and I slipped on something and just fell over onto the concrete. Angelica picked me up and came back here, and I've been resting since, apart from the show at 10 a.m. Eastern, of course. But I so enjoy this. This is a pick me up. Doing this show raises my spirits. So the show must go on, not because it has to, but because I actually enjoy doing it. Right. Okay. So thank you for your concern. And Nick is saying, hello, Nick. I really struggled to get OBS and Mac to work. Stuck with Ecamm. Okay. Well, it's going to be. I mean, the virtual camera from Mac came out in May, so it's still in early development. It will. I know that. I mean, the market for virtual camera for Mac is immense. So I've no doubt that over time it will stabilize. What I would do is keep going back every couple of months because it's free. Keep going back every a couple of months and try it out. And it will. I mean, if I look at what vMix, XSplit VCam was when it started in January 2019, it's come a long way since then. I mean, I can do that now. I can put my hands up and you can see all the fingers, okay, and my face, unfortunately. But the other thing, I'm actually going out in 1080p today, so that's why you can see it. I should have dropped down to 360, then you wouldn't have been able to see it. Right, okay, so we're on high def today. And Nick, I wish you, as I say, just drop into OBS now and again and check it out. They will be working on it. It is free software, so yeah. And thank you. Thanks. Now I understand. More blessings to you. Thank you very much. To everybody who's watching, welcome. You are watching Stephen live in the Be.Live group. This is your show. I'm driven by your questions, your comments, and I try to answer it. If I don't know the answer, I know people who do. And after the broadcast, I'll get in touch with them and I'll answer every single comment that is actually made. And back to the next comment, and thank you. We are great guns. Thanks for going live despite the accident. It's the true well, as I say, it lifts my spirits going live. And over to Nick. And Nick is saying, good advice, Stephen. I use the OBS and I do like it. I like it too. I mean, I've got right. Okay. What's the word? Is there a live video holic? Would that be a word? Could be. On my desktop, I have got Be.Live, of course. I have got XSplit VCam, XSplit Broadcaster, vMix, and what's the other one? There's another one as well. I've got about 6 different systems. I've got UCam, which you can do wonderful things with if you're in the mood. We've got so much to look at, and I've got spoiled for choice, really. We are spoiled for choice in today's world. You can come in live on a virtual camera, and that virtual camera can do anything. In fact, I could probably come on a virtual camera and just put a hat on, and that will cut off and you wouldn't have seen the scar. So yeah, Nick, we live in exciting times, and I'm grateful for your being here today. So OBS, the reason for using OBS and vMix, right, so okay. OBS, first of all, is free software. You don't pay anything for it. It's free to use. It's developed by a team of independent people who love live video, and it's a labor of love for them actually to create OBS. If you've got OBS, then you can set up your own stages. At the moment, I'm just on a stage, this stage. I can't stop doing that because my hands work. But with OBS, you can do all sorts of things. You could bring in animations. You could bring in sidebars. You could do anything with OBS. You can paint a picture. You can actually have it so you've got this screen exactly as you want it. And then because OBS has got a virtual camera on Windows and Mac, you can bring that camera into Be.Live. And that means that you can enhance your broadcast. I always go back, my two sons, they're older now. The game that they really got into was a game called Doom. I'm going back. And this is the original Doom. And for Doom, you could build levels. And that was the magic, that everybody wanted to buy Doom because everybody wanted to create levels and they wanted other people to play them. Now, my son James was a whiz at creating levels, and his levels were actually picked up by a Japanese Doom magazine and featured. So, but that's why I got this memory of it happening. The same is true of Be.Live. Be.Live is a structure, like Doom was a structure. And you can bring things into Be.Live using a virtual camera, now including a GoPro. And you can actually fashion out this screen exactly as you want it. Don't think outside the box. Go and try OBS. Go and try vMix, just to set up your screen. I'll come in with both of them next week to actually show you what it can look like. It gives me something to do. Right, but the problem with OBS and vMix is that it takes time to learn them. And the second major problem is this. If I put the guest link out now, 3 of you could join me on screen, on desktop, on mobile, no problems. With OBS and vMix, if you want to bring anybody in with you, and if I'm wrong, tell me. If you want to bring anybody in with you on screen, so it's a multi-person broadcast, you have to use Skype. And that means you bring in another piece of software into the equation, and the quality of your broadcast going out is not going to be the same as if it was 4 people actually mixed by Be.Live into one screen and going out that way. So unwieldy, cumbersome is the OBS vMix multi-person experience. As a single person experience, fantastic. Both pieces of software are fantastic, as is XSplit Broadcaster as well. And I could come in with OBS, I could come with vMix, I can come with XSplit Broadcaster, I can come with XSplit vCam, I can come in with eCam. All choices, and it's up to you exactly what we want to do with your set. Anyway, back to comments, and thank you for making the comments. Okay, and let's go. Right, and go back. So last comment we had was from Nick. Good advice, Stephen. He uses OBS and likes it. And Ted likes the Liveaholic. How about a TriCaster? That's a product. That's a registered trademark. It is, I think. And Live Videoholic. I think we're all becoming Live Videoholics. And so hello, Jerry. Hello, Jerry. Thanks for joining me. And over to Nick. And Nick is saying, Doom. Now we're talking. Oh, God. Memories of Doom. I mean, my 2 lads played it, obviously after school and after school and homework. But that was the era in which gaming came off. And we used to sit there and we'd look at the screen, and you could actually see the pixels, you could see the join. And we said we look forward to the day when people who actually featured in video games look lifelike. Well, it has come to pass. It has come to pass in spades. Something fell on my desk then. I hope you didn't hear it. I knocked it over, and you won't hear it because I'm using Crisp noise cancellation. So the only thing you can actually hear, and I'll just move the mic, the only thing you can actually hear is my voice. Yeah, you can't hear any background noises. And if you're working from home and broadcasting from home, if you're broadcasting from an office, there are going to be noises going all around. I mean, before I started using Crisp, and this story is true, I said to Angelica, I'm going live at 10 o'clock. Please don't move. Close your office door, and I'll tell you when I finished. Now, Because I'm using crisp and the only thing that's picked up is my voice, Angelica can go about a normal life, not being restricted, and the quality of the sound is pretty darn good. I don't think we could really get better. Okay, so that's the Doom and a crisp memory. And hello from Facebook user. I can see who you are when I go into Be.Live as afterwards. For the moment I can't, but welcome. It's nice to see you joining for the first time. And I can give you a link after the broadcast. I go through all the comments. I'll give you a link. So next week when you come and watch, not only can you say hello, but I can say who you are and people will see your picture. Now this is important. I'll just bring Nick's picture up for a moment. I just want to go off on a tangent. Okay, how do you become famous in live video? You don't, but you can become well known. Being well known is important. And well known isn't about going live. Getting people to watch your show is a process which takes time. If you want people to watch your show, then it's only fair that you watch their show. Simple. Go and watch somebody's show. Now, if you think you're watching the show is doing something positive, it is, and you're actually learning from the person who's doing the show. If you will go and watch Owen video, then that's a good show to watch and to learn from. But Owen doesn't know you're there. He doesn't. How could he? You're just watching. If you're watching a live video and you're enjoying watching a live video, you can do one simple thing. Say so. Thank you, Owen. Thank you, Molly. Thank you. Yeah, see where I'm going with this? You need to be proactive in watching other people's shows and commenting. And that's how you get known. It's up to you. It's just, don't just watch, comment. This is sound advice. I know it works. If you watch videos as well as creating videos, and you're actually building your own community so that you can ask questions. If you see somebody live and they're talking about something that you find fascinating and interesting, you've got a question, put the question in the comments. They may not answer it at the time, but they will see your name, your photograph, and the fact that you've commented. Okay? And live video is a great place to start because we're a community, and the more you move around the community, the more you leave a trail, the better. Look out for a piece of software called Trail. Rang a bell then. Look out for a piece of software called trailit.co, trailt.co, due out soon. I've been talking to them, and it's going to be an amazing way of laying a trail from one video to another video to a web page to an audio to anything. I'll put the link in afterwards so you can go and sign up. It's free at the moment. Right, so reminiscing, and that was all brought about by the hello. And back to the next comment. And the next comment is, how can I have a background like this with Be.Live? Is there an additional application? Yes, there is. Everybody who's been watching so far will know. Just do this once more. You've got three options. This is my office. This is where I broadcast from, and that's a portable green screen, about $60. But it's the difference between a good broadcast and a perfect broadcast. The other thing that's important, and you're going to take us in, is having, it's not going, is having the correct lighting. I got two soft boxes, one either side of me, pointing at the wall ahead and reflecting light back. Then you need a piece of software. So green screen, lighting, important to get a perfect image. If you're on Windows, and I'll put all these links in afterwards in answer to your question, all the information will be available either later today or early tomorrow. You need either XSplit VCam, which is what I use. You need Ecamm, you need SparkoCam, or you need OBS with OBS Virtual Camera. And I'll do all those. In fact, I will I set myself another task. I will write a blog about the options that are available for virtual cameras at the moment. I'll endeavour to keep it up to date. I think that's a good idea, because then basically the question's been answered, and if there's an update resource you can go to, it saves time, because you don't have to go and look at 100, well, probably about 10 different web pages that could actually provide you with the virtual camera. Let's have a change of scene. And where shall we go? We've been to Stonehenge, which is 20 miles from where I am. And I thought I'd broken it then. And also, Stonehenge is where I live. And I've got all sorts of photographs I actually like. And at the risk of breaking it, in a second it should start, all things being equal. I can have video as well behind me, but that does come at a cost. You need a decent processor to do it. Okay, so let's switch to something more subtle. And as I say, I will write a blog, and in that blog I will outline everything that you need to do to actually have a green screen, whether you're on Windows or Mac. So look forward to that, and it will be ready. The blog will be ready next Monday. So next Monday's blog will be about green screens, as decided. All right, okay. And vMix Call has a correct. I stand corrected. vMix Call has a built-in call facility capability, which is called vMix Call. It has, and it works, but it is a cost. I've got the basic version of vMix. I would have to upgrade. So yes, technically, it does have that facility, I agree. But check out the expense. Okay, and how can I have a background like this Be.Live? Is there an additional app? Yes, so hopefully I've explained that. Okay, and on to the next comment, and say hello to Kelly. Will there ever be a similar cost to Instagram? Right, hello Kelly. That's an excellent question. Okay. If you're on Facebook Live, you can, if you've got a business account, you can now go to Instagram. But Facebook and Instagram, same company. The problem at the moment, there's a roadblock, and the roadblock is Facebook and Instagram. I've no doubt that one day we can, but at the moment, Instagram are not allowing third-party software to broadcast live to Instagram. In order to broadcast to a platform, be it Facebook, be it YouTube, be it Vimeo, be it Twitch, you need access to the API, which is a set of hooks that you can hook onto so that you can send video, you can send audio, and those hooks are in Facebook and Instagram's hands. They will not release them at the moment. They may do in the future. I mean, we've seen the start of that, because you can actually go live, Facebook Live to Instagram, but that's in-house. That's not third-party software. With third-party software like Be.Live, StreamYard, Zoom, et al., then at the moment you can't. So thank you for the question, Kelly. And will we ever be able? I think yes. Yeah, it's basically, it's a no-brainer really, because it brings extra people to the Instagram site, and in going for growth, then Instagram have got to go with that. Okay, so I'm just scrolling down. Okay, right, time for a short advert. Okay, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. If you do see either of these two videos in the Be.Livers group, first this one, this was recorded yesterday. As I say, over 700 people have watched it so far. That's people, not views. It's had over 1,500 views so far. This is perhaps I was on screen for a short time, but Lottie, Joe, Brigetti, Marco are all good friends of mine. We've been broadcasting together for years. Watch that video. It's very insightful and will help you with your show production. And also, if you can catch today's broadcast with myself and Linda and David, we were talking about what a client should be looking for in a show producer, because a lot of you watching now are more than capable of producing a show for somebody else, but there are no guidelines. There are no guidelines as to what you should be doing, what you should be charging, and what your potential customer should be paying. A poll in the Be.Livers group about 4 weeks ago, I asked, what would you charge for doing a 30-minute show live to Facebook and YouTube? And the answers ranged from $75 for 30 minutes to $500. Now, there's got to be a difference between $75 and $500. And in the guidelines, what we're going to be saying is we're going to be doing a sort of recommendation of a range of fees, and we're going to be starting at $150 for half an hour. If you're producing shows for people with your expertise on Be.Live or other platforms, but Be.Live is best, then you can be charging people to produce the shows. So the guidelines will be published and readily available, so that when somebody asks you, what can you supply as a producer of my show, what can you do, you can say, right, okay, here's the paper, or go to this webpage and it will tell you all about it. If you're looking for somebody to be your producer, then it will give you a list of questions to ask your producer, so that you end up actually getting a fit of talent and producer. So anyway, back to the questions. Okay, and Kelly is saying, thank you, you're most welcome. And Facebook user, sorry, could you repeat, are you using OBS? No, I am using XSplit, XSPLIT XSplit VCam to go live here. It's my virtual camera, and I'm coming in using XSplit VCam. And the next question. Right, okay, I'll give you a full explanation when I've actually finished the broadcast. But essentially, OBS, vMix, XSplit VCam, XSplit Broadcaster all have virtual cameras. I can't show you this because I'm actually broadcasting live, but in the studio, in the Be.Live studio, is the opportunity to select camera. Now I can select, I'm going to take my life in my hands here, just give me a moment. Hopefully I won't disappear. If I disappear, I don't know whose fault it is, but okay. This is my Microsoft camera. I'm going to look at the camera now. Okay, and that's a physical camera that's in my laptop. Yeah. Then I'm going to come back now, and I'm going to come back to my XSplit camera, and hopefully I can make it back here. Otherwise, I'm stuck on the other one, and you'll see why. There's a difference. I'm coming back, so I'm back now. You can actually choose the camera within Be.Live, and I was able to choose the laptop camera or the Logitech Brio or the XSplit VCam. So all you need is a physical camera or a virtual camera. Okay, and the virtual camera is a piece of software that sits between the virtual camera and the software you're using, like Be.Live, SY, or Zoom. Okay, but I'll answer that fully. Okay, and over to Ted, and Ted is saying an online poll would be a nice feature for Be.Live. That's a good idea. I know that we used to have a poll facility in Be.Live version 1, and it'd be good if that was brought back, possibly as a widget. So I agree with you on that one, Ted. That would be a good feature to have, so you could actually do a poll with the audience whilst you were live. The Facebook still have the feature. I don't know whether the hooks into it are still available, but again, I will pass that on to Be.Live. I'm going to go through all the comments after this broadcast, and I will get back to you and say what I found out next week. And Facebook user is saying, thank you for your explanations. You're most welcome. I'm lucky. This is what I enjoy doing. I mean, I do the Udemy courses. I do the current Be.Live course on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you search for me, it's counterintuitive, isn't it? If you search for me, okay, my name, and you search for Be.Live, then you'll find literally thousands of videos I've done on Be.Live. You'll also find the free course about Be.Live, which you can take at your own pace, and it covers every single aspect of Be.Live, from your camera to screen share to inviting guests to live selling to remote assistant through to widgets. I like this widget, by the way. I'm going to make more use of this widget, I think. Yeah. Okay. Don't forget, this is in your studio notes, and you can put the notes anywhere on screen. Do join me on Thursday. I'm live on Thursday. And well, I'm live on Thursday with a rather special show. It is part of the series we're doing about the production blueprint, but I'm live with Adair Palmer, who you all know in the Be.Livers group, because Adair has her own show in the group. She's an admin like me. Adair is going to be she's staying up till midnight, because it's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, and midnight Thursday for Adair. And a big shout out to Adair for doing it, for joining live. But the third person who's joining me on Thursday is Irene Chan. Now, Irene Chan is the marketing manager of Be.Live, and you've seen her in the group answering questions, helping people, and showing you how to market on Be.Live. And I'm really looking forward to, because of the time difference, and because it's just difficult to actually get Australia, it's difficult to actually get all the time zones together. I'm going to be interviewing Irene tomorrow morning, and she's going to be talking about what Be.Live look for in a show producer. In other words, what do Be.Live look for people who want to go live on the Be.Live page? So that's going to be a fascinating conversation on Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK. Myself, Adair Palmer, and the marvelous Irene Chan. Okay, so I can take my name off screen because you all know who I am, hopefully. Okay, so an online poll, and thank you for the explanations. Nicely articulated, Stephen. You have a better background than virtual. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Right. Okay, and over to Waylon. Waylon, welcome. Thank you for joining. Love that, and can't wait to see that panel show about producing Insight. Owen's prediction of producing shows for clients in 2 weeks. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, the 2 episodes are actually in the group. You can watch those, or you can go to the Be.Live in 5 page, or you can go to YouTube. They're in the can. So you've got the show about what a producer can do and what a potential client should be looking for. Those 2 are in the can. Tomorrow is probably 8 of us on screen at the same time. And then Thursday is myself and Irene and Adair. And then Friday, wrapping up the week, is we're going to be firming up on the blueprint for producers. Joe Shepherd will then go away and create some magical document out of that, which will be widely distributed. And the show on Friday is the same team that were with us on Monday. That's Lottie, Brigetti, Joe, and Marco are all live on Friday. So that's more than a show. It's going to be a party. on Friday. I tell you, it's when everybody gets together, it's going to be quite a party. I'm looking for that. And okay, right, my softbox, I got a cream wall in front of me, so I've got a softbox either side of me, and it's pointed at the wall, and the light is reflecting back on. Just a minute, take your comment off, Ted. My apologies. The softbox is either side of me, and I can't move them. It's pointed at the wall in front of me. The light is reflected back, so that's why it looks natural. I don't have a light pointed at me. It's reflected light rather than a direct light, and that seems to work best. I experimented with everything. I've had the lamps in so many different positions you wouldn't believe, but I found this after experimentation. This actually works well. So I would go with having side lights and pointing to the wall in front of you. If you don't have a wall in front of you, then put a screen in front of you and onto the screen. And Wellen is back, and Wellen is sane. And thank you for all the comments. Okay, awesome. You're most welcome. It's been an awesome week. It's a capital. I've long wanted to be a DJ. I used to be a DJ. I used to spin the records, but I want to be an online radio DJ. My wish came true last night. I actually spun some discs on the radio, United World Radio, and I'll be talking more about that next week. Okay, right. I love all the questions that come in. I love the fact that everybody joins in, and this is what it's all about. This is your show. It's for in the Be.Livers group. If you want to tell people about it, please do. I want to say hello to people who didn't comment. So Nefenti and Bosco's not here. So Bosco, Nefenti and Bosco, thank you. It's been my pleasure to be here this afternoon. And over to Ted. Yeah, reflected light. The bigger the light source, the softer the light. Correct. Okay, and I only turn them on when I'm live. I switch them off afterwards, but it works well. Okay, in fact, I do have a gear list, a kit list, and I'll post a link to the kit list in the comments later, so you can actually go and have a look at the actual soft lights I'm using, and the camera I'm using, and the software that I'm using. So it's all in a list. It's all on Listly. It's all on my blog, and I'll put a link in afterwards so you can go and have a look. All the links on that list, and there's about 24, 25 items there, are not affiliate links. They're direct to the website. So you can click and go and find out more about any of the products on the list, and you're not going to be sold to. This is for information. When I do an affiliate list, it will have affiliate written across the top so you all know. It's been my pleasure today, especially today of all days. I need my spirits lifting, and you've done that. I can now relax for the rest of today. I do genuinely enjoy going live on Be.Live. I've done now, well, quite a few shows, let's just say that. And I know that there are some wonderful things coming down the road, possibly next quarter. But we do know that there's a green screen on its way, inbuilt. It's on the roadmap. There are other things I know as well, but I'm sworn to secrecy, so I can't talk about those. So thank you to everybody who's joined, and I just want to give a shout out to today to Ted and to Sherry and to Nick. Ted, Sherry, Nick, Jerry, Kelly, Waylon, in fact everybody who's commented. You all rock. This has been Stephen in Wiltshire in England. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll be back the same time next week. If you've got any questions in the meantime, you can either type them in the comments, or you can catch me, message me. I'm available. And finally, if you're still with me, are you still with me? Good. Right. Okay. In July, August, I did a series of 9 interviews, 30-minute interview, live on Be.Live, on Facebook and YouTube, and they were well received and well watched. I am now looking to interview more of you from the Be.Livers group who are actually using Be.Live to tell your story. And it's your story about your cause or interest and about the shows that you do. I'm interested in getting to know more about you, and I want other people to know more about you too. So, beginning in 2 weeks' time, I'll be doing more interviews. I'll put a post up next Tuesday, and well, perhaps before. If you'd like to be interviewed about what you do, then all you need to do is just say yes, please, and I'll be in touch, and we can arrange a time that's suitable to both of us, and we can go live for 30 minutes, have a blast, and you can tell your story. So that's coming soon. But for today, I want to say to Sherry, happy to be able to give you happiness. Hugs and love from the USA. Thank you, Sherry. Much appreciate it. Excellent. Wow. And over to Ted. You've got spirits again. Thanks for the live stream. You're most welcome. And stay safe from well, and thank you. And I'm not going to trip over again, that's for sure. I'm going to watch every footstep. And from Facebook user, thank you. Great information. It's always my pleasure to go live in the Be.Livers group. And as I say, take care. Have an awesome week. And I'll see you next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Bye for now.